What's
Well,
going on?
welcome to the Roosevelt tape. This is Inside the Tape. Natasha Castle's here, and we've got Phora on the line there. It goes without saying, congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
project. With Love 2 is
Appreciate it.
officially here. Um,
Yep.
how do you feel? I mean, it's a weird year in the sense of like
Yeah.
you can't have, you're not able to tour and like touch your fans and feel the feedback. But are you able to still feel it?
I think it's been a weird year, but I like challenges, you know. I like being challenged and things not being normal in the cliche like album release rollout. Like the way we rolled this album out was a little different, was a little wild, kind of hectic, but at the same time, I think uh it helped it stand out a little bit just because it wasn't a typical like album rollout. The times were different, people were involved in different things just because of what's going on. So I think overall I feel great about it. I feel great about the project coming out this year. Was like, as unfortunate as it
For
is, I
accomplishment,
think
any artist that's been able to put something out this year is like, it's dope as
yeah, I think it's a blessing and a curse, everything that's going on. But coming towards the end of the year, I think I can say I'm happy, and I'm good with the outcome of the project.
oh,
So
love that. You definitely, like I said, you've got a lot to celebrate. You got some heavy hitter collaborations with Toosii, Ty, Kehlani, Jhene Aiko. You've been Tyla Yaweh, like Jhene Aiko specifically. You've been waiting some time to make these collaborations happen, and
yeah.
the stars have officially aligned. How did these features officially come together, and especially in a year like 2020?
So really, all the features just happen like naturally. I've known Janae for years. I've known Kehlani for like over 5 years or something like that, and they just I've don't get me wrong, I've sent some records before, both of them, Ty, I've even had some like unreleased songs with them that might not ever get to see the light of day. But it just happened all at the right time. There's been records I sent them that didn't work out or whatever, but it's not like an overnight thing. These are relationships and people that I actually like know and talk to, and kind of just happen, send a song or be in the studio. I was in the studio with Kehlani, and it kind of just boom, it happened naturally, and that's the way I love things to happen, all just organic, natural. I'm independent, so there's no like label politics or anything going on. I'm really just cooking up in my house, and because of COVID, sending out songs saying like, hey, yo, check this song out, let me know if you like it, or like rare times kind of in the studio with another artist, and cooking up from there. So all organic.
Organic. That's how I like it. Now, with
Yep.
Love originally coming out in 2016, you've had other projects that have been released since then. Yours truly, Forever, Love Is
Yep.
Hell, Bury Me
Yep.
with Dead Roses. And in what ways did this project feel like a continuation from that 2016 release?
I feel like it's just a wraparound and a like an update on my life since the first with Love. Kind of like going back to who I was on the first with Love, and then telling the story of kind of everything that happened up to then, and or up to now, and kind of just giving a recap on everything, and looking at myself kind of in a mirror, but looking at who I was then and looking back at who I am now. So I think it's just a recap, just a reflection, self-reflection, I guess you would say.
I'm someone who is newer to your story. Obviously, you can hear it in your music, but like actually reading articles and whatnot, I was like, yo, Phora has been through some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like life-changing near-death experiences.
Yeah.
Uh, with those life-changing moments, how has that changed the way you approach your music career and even just those around you?
I feel like, when you say life changing, it's really like, I feel like that word is kind of like, it just sounds like life changing, but people don't understand like how that shit actually changes your life. Like it, like you know, certain events that happen in my life, you know, getting shot or whatever the case is, like turned my whole like perspective of life and like made me see things so much, you know, like different. And I don't know, I guess to overall put it, it makes me realize like anything can happen at any moment in time, and like life is short. We never know when it's gonna be our last day. So it really just pushes me and gives me that drive to keep going and be like, yo, if I'm gone tomorrow, I want to have something to like leave, like a legacy, something so people can remember me. And two, like I'm we don't, know when we're gonna go. So I'm like, I want to put out music now. If it was up to me, I'd be putting out an album a month.
Really?
So it's just, yeah, those life-changing experiences give me that drive to record and do the things I want and accomplish the goals that, I want to accomplish.
For myself, I've kind of changed. I used to have like a day by day mindset. Like I'm a new person every day, but now I've kind of like whittled that down to I'm living moment by moment, because you got
I love that
moment, sit like the simplest shit, cooking dinner, watching TV. Like, let me just live in this moment.
I love that.
Keep it pushing.
I need to do that.
It helps. It's a lot easier said than done, but it definitely helps. Every day I wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm a new me today. Let's knock this shit out.
I love that.
Now the project starts off with the track "To the People I Needed, Thank You for Leaving." And as an artist and as a human being, this is something that I ask myself constantly. What does the proper support system look like and feel like for you?
First and foremost, they got to have your best interests in mind as a person. When you say support system, I'm taking it as you're talking about like team musically. So that's how I'm going to answer the question. But they got to care about you as a person first and foremost. And they got to, have your best interest in mind, whether it comes to, business decisions or personal decisions, and they just have to have your back. And as in support, I just like honesty, loyalty, all those things. It's pretty, self-explanatory. Mm-hmm. But I really don't mess with anybody that doesn't care about me as a person. I've made that mistake too many times in the past. So I think that's the number one thing, honestly.
How do you approach those situations? Is it like just kind of ghosting, or do you have a conversation and face it, or is it just kind of let go and like God type situation?
It always ends in like an argument or a beef or something like that. So I guess
I've had plenty of them this year, unfortunately, but it
happens. Trying to
tell myself to keep it's okay, but I find it. And something that I heard in your music, I find it really hard. It's like one of the hardest things for me to let go or wrap my head around. Like, how did we lead up to this moment, and why can't we go back? But then I don't want to go back. Like, what do I do?
Yeah, right.
I was listening. I decided to put your Sinner kind of song series in a playlist order.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it is.
That's rough.
With Sinner, the part one, you're talking about, not wanting to lose yourself. Part two, they'll never know the pain I go through. Part three, love is a weakness. And part four, being emotionless through this pain, almost like you don't deserve to be sad, is what I got from it.
Right.
I guess through this series, as you decided to continue it, what for you makes that a cohesive series, and will that be a continuation with your future projects?
I mean, it's just what makes it cohesive and what makes it a series is like it's like the Sinners are the songs where I'm just really going like the heaviest on, right? I think all of them are two verses and hook in between both of those verses, and those are those are really the songs where I'm just putting everything, like all my emotion and everything into one song. And I feel like those are the songs that people can like go to and be like, whoa, like, okay, this was heavy. That's why when you said you listen to them back to back, I'm like, that's heavy. It's a lot of it's not even a roller coaster. It's just you go into, you feel it in your stomach. Like you know. But yeah, I think they're just my most aggressive and emotional songs, and those are the songs that I feel like you could really hear and feel like, you know, the pain in my voice, just because I just let everything out on those songs, everything, no holding back.
With those songs being so heavy, do you find like a lot of people checking up on you once they hear these projects, or
Um, yeah, I mean here and there, it's not really like, yeah, I guess you would say like here and there, not people blowing up my phone like, yo, are you okay? Like, I think people know that it's a way for me to like express myself and just kind of like release a lot of, you know, the shit that I have inside me and just kind of let it out. So
what would you say is a misconception linked to your music as who you are as a person day to day?
that I'm fucking depressed all day and shit.
Because
Like,
that's
I
what
don't
I
know,
was like. I've never talked to you before, so I was like, damn, I wonder what he's gonna be like. Obviously, I got that
I do be
misconception.
depressed. I for real be depressed like a lot though. Sometimes, like, you know what I mean. I feel like I be sad more than usual, but like at the same time, I have my fun. I live my life. People call me like sometimes depressed rapper and stuff like that, and I for sure be depressed. Don't get me wrong, but like I can still turn up. I still have my lit moments. I feel like this album kind of proved that too. Um, so yeah, I think that's just a misconception that I'm in in a dark room with my head down all day. That would probably be the only misconception, I think.
I'm quite the happy person at times, but you're human. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
Now you've
exactly.
dealt with some recent highs and lows when it comes to this year with how dope it was to see Kylie Jenner posting your song and showing
Yeah,
love to just recently the situation with Playboi Carti, uh, the promotion being tagged on your billboard. Was there
yeah.
anything that led up to these moments?
No, it just kind of happened. And I was just like, what the fuck?
The Playboi Carti situation that just came out of nowhere. You have no like relationship with him at all.
Nah. It just kind of happened out of nowhere, and I was like, okay. And then I kind of find out. I found out. You know, I talked to people. In the industry's small. I kind of found out who did it, and blah blah blah. It was someone from his team, this and that. I'm like, man, you should know better. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's really all it was. Kind of a funny thing to me.
Oh, it's funny now because I was like, oh, I don't know, I would be the hell.
Yeah, I take respect seriously, but it's funny just because like I have a whole bunch of people saying this and that, like, oh, Playboi Carti this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I love Playboi Carti. Like, I don't know if y'all know, I've had Playboi Carti on repeat for like the last 3 vacations I went on. Like, y'all telling me nothing about Carti, like, you know. So that's why it's funny because it's nothing against, you know, Carti, but it's just a respect thing for me. That's all.
If any, if anything, it also it's a double-edged sword of promotion for yourself too. Like, wait, what the heck?
Right. Yeah.
Uh, are there still any plans to drop the deluxe with Love too?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe I might. I don't know. I got to see how I feel about it. You know, I don't like to force or rush anything. So yeah,
I like
maybe.
that. I feel like nowadays you see the deluxe version come out like a week later, and I feel like
Yeah, it's like let them listen
that's
to the
it.
album. You
Yeah,
know.
like such music. I can't handle this. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
well, is there anything you'd like to relate to your fans, those who have, your label tattooed on them, and a message for them going through all these challenges in 2020?
Yeah, I think especially in 2020, I think it's just been a rough time. I went through my personal stuff. Um you know, and I hate to sound cliche, but it's just really about, you know, setting goals for yourself and whatever you do, and keep trying to move forward, and you know, learn to love yourself, because I feel like a lot of us have been sitting in a room or sitting in our houses all day, and that's not too healthy, and that'll make us think a lot, and that'll make us, you know, just kind of pick at ourselves, and pick at our flaws, and pick at, you know, maybe mistakes that we've made, or we don't like, you know, the way our life is right now. But um it's really just about setting goals, looking forward to the future, even if you're in a rough spot, knowing that shit can change, you know, shit can change in one day. But it's just about keeping at keeping at it and doing whatever it is that you want to do, really.
I have this theory, and I want you to be able to touch on it a little bit if you agree or disagree or not. I feel like us as humans, we're foolish to believe that we know it all and that we can do it all on our own as far as our mental goes without some type of spiritual guidance, whether that be like therapy, some people with
Yeah.
religion, or like just daily rituals. Do you have any rituals or I guess spiritual guidance that you rely on?
I mean, there's a lot of different things. I pray. I just try to talk to myself in my head a little bit. I know it might sound crazy, but I do. I try to look on the positive side of things a lot, and look in other people's shoes. Whenever it's a situation or an argument, I try to look at, why are they doing that? If I was in their situation, like, oh, okay, I get it. But spiritual, I mean, a lot of little things. I don't know, a lot of little things. I feel like the music is the one thing that carries me through the.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today, Phora, on the Roosevelt
Thank you, Natasha.
Inside the Tape. Thank you so much.